Shalom walama, walama, walama. Right now we in the city of Jericho, where our people took when Israelites came over and took, the first place they took was Jericho. Now today, Jericho is called Masada. Now you won't see Masada nowhere in the scriptures in the Bible. You'll read about it in the Apocrypha. But the Romans changed the name to Masada. They changed it from Jericho to Masada. Now we're going to prove and show you that according to the scriptures, that our people did not cross the Jordan River. You will never find Jordan River in the Bible or in the scriptures together. So we're going to show you that they crossed the Salt Sea. And right before, behind us, is the Salt Sea. Right now, we're on top of Jericho, where our people walked around. So we're going to get the scripture for you. Can you, we're going to show it, don't worry. Read, what scripture is that?
Joshua chapter 3, verse 16.
We're going to start at verse, okay, we're going to start at verse 14. Now, now the word Jordan means descender, water that descend or descend. So that means the water that comes from the top to bottom. The root word is Yarden. That's the root word. And that means it's a latitude, from top to bottom, from down to bottom, all right? So we're going to read that in
Joshua chapter 3, verse 14.
Read.
And it came to pass, when the people removed from their tents to pass over Jordan, and the priests bearing the ark of the covenant before the people, and as they that bear the ark were come unto Jordan, and the feet of the priests that bear the ark were dipped in the brim of the water, for Jordan overfloweth all his banks all the time of harvest. So now they're telling you, they're showing you, this says Jordan overfloweth his banks all the time during the harvest. So it's showing you that this is going to be such a miracle that the water is high. Now we're going to prove, it says Jordan. Most people believe that Jordan think it's talking about a river, but it's not. It's actually talking about waters that descend, and I'm going to prove that they cross the Salt Sea. Keep going, read. Verse 16. That the waters which came down from above.
From what?
From above.
So the waters that came down from above, read.
Stood and rose up upon a heap very far from the city Adam.
Read.
That is beside Zaratan.
So Adam is a little bit north of us. Keep going, read.
And those that came down toward the sea of the plain, even the Salt Sea, failed.
Even what?
Even the Salt Sea failed.
So, Yaakov, get a look. Raise that camera up right now. We're at the Salt Sea. Okay? If you can see, I'm going to show you and prove. See where that dry patch is at? This is where we crossed that. It wasn't dry before, but it's been dry ever since. And the water has been drying up ever since that particular time. We're going to keep going. One second. Read.
And those that came down toward the sea of the plain.
The what?
The sea of the plain.
No, the river.
The sea of the plain.
The sea. Referring to the Salt Sea. Read.
Even the Salt Sea.
Come on.
Failed and were cut off.
Read.
And the people passed over right against Jericho.
So the people crossed the Salt Sea at Jericho. Today they call this Masada. So it wasn't, if you look at today where they had so-called Jericho, there is no river, there is no sea at that particular part. But if here you see the sea of the Salt Sea right here, right? Now, these are some of the lies that's being told throughout this country, that the people cross the Jordan River, but you'll never see in the Tanakh, or if you see in the Bible, those two words are together, Jordan River. Jordan means, or Yarden is a root word that means water that descends. And the Israelites crossed right here over to Jericho, which today they call Masada. Many people don't know that. And I give that to my brother Hashel for teaching that. All right, go ahead and finish the rest.
And the priests that bear the ark of the covenant of the Lord stood firm on dry ground in the midst of Jordan.
Read.
And all the Israelites passed over on dry ground.
They passed what?
over on dry ground.
So when the Canaanites, when they came to Jericho, you can see now why the Canaanites were able to see the Israelites, because they were high above them. And if you look across, you can see right across the Salt Sea, looking over to what is called today the country Jordan. Now, they call the country Jordan because the word Jordan, remember, it's a root word for Yarden, which means descend. It's a Hebrew word. And this is where they crossed that, right there. So before, it wasn't like that. Now we're going to do the one in Joshua, I think it's 15.